Hello, this is Photography Gamer, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing Salt and Sanctuary. The game is available on PC, PlayStation, Nintendo and Xbox consoles. Salt and Sanctuary is a 2D action role-playing game developed by Scar Studios. The game is a love letter to both the Souls-like genre and the Metroidvania genre, so if you like both of those things, this is definitely going to be your cup of tea. Okay, gameplay, what is it actually like to play? Well, firstly, you get to make a unique character with options for gender, hairstyle, beard, class, and regional origin. The class you choose will impact what gear you start the game with, so choose wisely. One thing to note, you also get to select a unique item to start the game with as well. For those of you out there who want to play couch co-op, choose the stone sellsword. I'll explain why later. Once you awaken on the shore, off you go into this strange and dangerous land. But the first thing you'll do is visit a sanctuary. Sanctuaries are safe havens where you can replenish your health and potions. As you find key items on the adventure, these can also be added to that sanctuary, adding things like traders and blacksmiths, for example. So how you set up each sanctuary is up to you depending on whether you want to use magic, upgrade your armor, upgrade your weapons, or even transmogrify elite weapons that you obtained from boss fights. Okay, what about the actual combat in the game? Well, it's quite slow and methodical with a fair amount of timing and tactics to it. Now, it's quite a challenging game at first, and your character isn't really up to much, so early on, you are going to die a lot. You can wield single or two-handed weapons, ranged weapons such as bows and projectiles. The variety is excellent, and you can definitely adopt varied fighting styles from one playthrough to the next. Your character has three key attributes to manage: your health, your stamina and your magic. But the one resource that's really the most important is salt. Salt is the currency dropped by defeated enemies. The more salt you collect, the better. Salt can be taken back to the sanctuary and used to level up your character's statistics, as well as adding abilities like heavy armor mastery. But if you die in the field with lots of salt, you drop it and it's only recoverable on your next life, so be careful not to die a few times on the way because you will lose everything you earned. Now, general enemy variety, I would say very impressive, with each enemy offering slightly different attack patterns, and there's so many to speak of. I can't even, if I listed them it would take ages. So that's good. But the bosses, for me the bosses were the standout moments, with really grotesque, epic and also very, very annoying ones to look forward to. Like I said before, you can really create whatever type of character you want, from a sorcerer, a brave knight or a bow-wielding assassin. Weapon variety, like I said, incredible, and it just offers really good, unique experiences. You can add jewelry as well. Jewelry gives you certain buffs, certain attributes that help, but all of these things you have to factor in your carry weight, because if you wear too much, you'll be like a slow walking tank. Okay, leveling up, let's talk about that. The skill tree at the sanctuary, it's one of the largest I think I've ever seen, my word. It's got pretty much everything on there, and at first it's confusing as hell, but once you get to grips with it, it's actually very good indeed. It's like a pathway leading you to what you want. Nicely done. In terms of the game world itself, you are free to explore as you see fit, but there is no map at all, so you've really got to memorize your routes through these kind of labyrinth-esque scenarios. And the map really does feel huge at first, but I would say once you get into the late game, you do realize that it's actually quite a small game comparative to what you thought, but it's the challenge that creates the perception. You'll be exploring dark and dangerous caves, mysterious castles, and all manner of other locations. Now, some of these places you can't access at first, but you will need to learn new skills or have special powers that come later on. Also, there's loads of items in the game, whether they give you new abilities, potions, they put buffs on your weapon. You could put like a potion on a weapon, it will give you lightning skills. So many options, it's right up there with the kind of Dark Souls type scenario. Story-wise, well, I would say it's not one of those games where you need to worry too much about story. Like, if you were playing this and then you stopped for a month and then you just jump back in, you're not going to have to read up on it It's very basic. It's just like keep going, get better, kill them all, get that salt. Okay, finally on the gameplay, there's a couch co-op mode, which for me was really enjoyable. Saying that, it isn't simple to set up, which is quite annoying. Now, remember earlier, I said when you pick your starting item, choose the stone sellsword if you want to play co-op. So basically, to activate co-op, you need to, when you get to your first sanctuary, offer the stone sellsword at the altar. This will add a new NPC, go speak to them, and then you can recruit a buddy. Not exactly user friendly, but what can you do? It's there. Visually, Salt and Sanctuary is a gorgeous game for fans of hand-drawn art. Skull Studios, they're renowned for their art style, and this is absolutely beautiful. The characters are charming, disturbed and unique. The world is this kind of desaturated, bleak affair that has really strong atmosphere, very nicely done. The menus are solid, visually I really love this game. Sound-wise, the music, it's subtle and moody. There's no voice acting to note, but there isn't a huge amount of story, so it's not really a problem. I would say though, the best part of the audio are some of the combat sound effects, really kind of quirky, silly, satisfying and amusing. Okay, good and bad points. What's good? The freedom to create a unique character is great, the world is vast, challenging and full of intrigue, combat is engaging, balanced and offers lots of possibilities, boss fights are good fun, exploration can be intense, and on the whole it's an absolute gem of a game. Bad points: the game features no map of any sorts, couch co-op is a real pain in the arse to set up, and there is a lot of repetition as you try and level up your character. Okay, verdict. Salt and Sanctuary is what happens if you take Dark Souls and a Metroidvania, wrap them in a delicious art style and balance the gameplay almost perfectly. It may well be the best of its kind, it's in my top 5 indies of all time and is an immense game, not just in terms of scale, value for money, but also pure enjoyment and overall satisfaction. I reviewed this a few years ago, and since then I've played through it a couple of times on my own or in couch co-op, and I have to say it definitely improves with age. It doesn't get worse, it doesn't get boring. It's just a true wonderful experience. I doubt it's a game that I would ever tire of due to its couch co-op option, but even in solo, because you've got such sheer variety of loadout character possibilities, it really gives you so much to play through. So scoring, I would give Salt and Sanctuary, I'd give it a 9.5 out of 10. It's a wonderful game, wonderful. Okay, that's the review. Thanks for watching. This is Photography Gamer signing off. Cheers.